Hypnic Jerks. You're drifting off when suddenly your body jolts awake like a car hitting a pothole. No, you're not falling. Your brain just panicked. This sudden jolt isn't random. It's called hypnic jerk, and it's a leftover reflex from when our ancestors slept in trees, mistaking muscle relaxation for a deadly plunge. Imagine nodding off in a boring Zoom meeting, then suddenly flailing around like you got hit with a taser. Camera still on, and everyone silently judging your twitch reflex. Researchers found that these jerks start with a brainstem misfire. Motor neurons get overexcited as your body transitions into sleep. Ancient wiring tries to catch you from imaginary falls, even though you're completely still. About 70% of people experience these jerks, especially if they chug caffeine or keep odd hours. It's your nervous system glitching, just as the system shuts down. But that is nothing compared to what your brain does once you fall asleep. Sleep paralysis. You wake up, but your body won't move. Your eyes dart around and a shadowy figure seems to lurk just out of reach. You try to scream, but nothing happens. This is sleep paralysis, a glitch in your brainstem that wakes your mind but forgets to wake your body. During REM sleep, a part of your brainstem called the pons temporarily paralyzes your muscles to stop you from acting out your dreams. But when the pons misfires, your mind wakes up before the paralysis wears off. You're left frozen, fully conscious, but trapped in a body that won't move. That terrifying thing that's watching you, is it even real? About 7.6% of people experience sleep paralysis, often paired with vivid hallucinations, intruders, crushing pressure on their chest, or whispers in the dark. Your brain is still running on dream mode, and it projects fear onto every shadow. Imagine pantomiming a scream at what you think is a demon, only to find out it's just your hoodie hanging on a chair. Studies across cultures report the same shadowy figures and so-called witches, suggesting a universal brain glitch, not just folklore. But sometimes the glitch isn't about what you see, it's about what you hear. Exploding head syndrome. Just as you're about to fall asleep, boom, a gunshot? Fireworks? No, your brain just triggered exploding head syndrome. Now, it's not actual damage. Researchers think it happens when part of your brain powers down too fast as you fall asleep. It confuses your auditory system, which suddenly misfires, creating a loud noise that isn't really there. Like your brain accidentally hit the play button on an explosion that never actually happened. Roughly 1 in 10 people report these sudden blasts. Lightning cracks, door slams, electrical pops. Usually when they're stressed or sleep deprived. The sound is always loud, sometimes so real you're sure the neighbors heard it too. But there's no pain, just a jolt of adrenaline and a little bit of confusion before your mind decides to settle back down. One theory says your brain mistakes internal neuron signals for external noise when shifting between sleep stages, the last pre-sleep sound test before going haywire. The next glitch doesn't just startle your ears, it hands you the director's chair. Lucid dreaming. You're falling. Then you realize you're dreaming. You stop midair and decide to fly to Paris instead. No ticket, no lines, no passport needed. This is lucid dreaming. When you become aware you're dreaming while still inside of your dream. Over half of us will realize we're dreaming at least once. It's not magic or fantasy, you've just managed to hack your dream software and grab the controls for a few moments. The prefrontal cortex, usually quiet during dreams, stays alert just enough to spot the glitch. In sleep labs, researchers have proven lucid dreaming is real by having dreamers communicate using pre-agreed eye movements from inside the dream. Since the eyes aren't paralyzed during REM sleep, lucid dreamers can signal in real time while still asleep. Lucid dreamers use what's known as reality checks, tiny little tests to figure out if they're dreaming. Read a sign twice, and if you're dreaming, the words will scramble. Look at your hands, and they might morph into something else. One dreamer saw his hands morph into giant pieces of broccoli. Most nights, your brain runs the simulation on autopilot, but sometimes you get to rewrite the script. But before you go locking in God mode, your brain might reboot your reality again and again. False awakenings. You wake up, brush your teeth, and head to work. Then you actually wake up. Again and again. And this is called false awakening. Your brain simulates waking life so convincingly you fall for it on loop. Ever wonder why your alarm feels like a boss fight you've lost before? Stress and frequent lucid dreaming both raise your odds of getting stuck in these loops. Studies show higher rates in people who practice reality checks or push for lucidity, because the prefrontal cortex keeps questioning whether you're really awake. Frequent lucid dreamers sometimes report 3, 4, even 5 layers deep before breaking free. Your brain's reality testing system glitches, replaying the same scene, like a scratched vinyl on loop. It's like being trapped in a copy of a copy, slightly off each time. Your brain has rebooted your morning, but next, it might rewrite minutes into hours. Dream time distortion. Dream time distortion is one of sleep's strangest tricks. You close your eyes for a nap, and your brain drops a full-blown saga that feels like it lasts forever. Days, weeks, maybe even lifetimes. Meanwhile, your clock's still ticking like, hey, only 5 minutes passed, calm down. One person lived a week-long vacation and a 15-minute nap. Buffet regret, fake sunburn, emotional blowouts, the works. Before waking up in the same room and the same clock. A 2022 study points to the prefrontal cortex, your brain's timekeeper, going mostly offline during REM sleep. With that internal clock offline, your dreams stretch into epics. The brain isn't bound by the usual rules, so it edits out the dull parts and fills in the gaps with wild detail, like a film director on a deadline. A single REM cycle, just 10 to 20 minutes, can hold a full adventure. Back-to-back meetings, cross-country drives, even an entire childhood with a plot twist straight out of a sitcom. But not all glitches stay in your head. Sexsomnia. You wake up mid-act with no memory of how you got there. Your partner's expression says, what? This isn't passion, this is sexsomnia. Your body decided to go full rogue, launching a midnight solo without asking your consensual self for permission. One man woke up apologizing to his cat. The cat was fine, the man emotionally damaged. These episodes happen during non-REM sleep, when your brain should be shutting down movement, not rolling out surprise rom-com scenes. Basically, your brain slips into autopilot and runs a weird script you definitely did not approve, but your body follows along anyway. A 2023 study found that stress and alcohol can trigger these glitches, scrambling your sleep cycles. Nearly 8% of people in clinical sleep centers show symptoms, but most keep it a well-guarded secret, for obvious reasons. Sexsomnia is like sleepwalking's awkward cousin, more common than you'd guess, and definitely uncomfortable for everyone involved. And if that sounds bonkers, just wait until your body starts live streaming your actual dreams. Rem Behaviour Disorder. Imagine your dream brawl becomes your real-world nightmare, furniture fights included. With REM Behaviour Disorder, your brain forgets to lock down your muscles during REM sleep. You might punch, kick, or even leap out of bed, acting out your dreams in real time. No stunt double needed. The PONS, your brain's sleep paralysis switch, fails to do its job. About 1% of older adults get this glitch, with guys over 50 especially likely to star in their own nightmare fight club. A 2020 study links REM behavior disorder to neurological conditions, like Parkinson's and dementia. So yeah, it's more than just a quirky sleep issue. Bruises, fractures, even head bumps are the unofficial souvenirs of your dream brawls. Medications like melatonin or clonazepam can help restore that missing paralysis. But untreated cases, they can get dangerous fast. And while some glitches punch walls, others just let your mouth run wild. Sleep talking. Sleep talking turns your bedroom into the world's weirdest late-night talk show. You might argue about pizza toppings, confess to a crime you didn't commit, or apologize to someone who isn't even there. And you're completely unconscious, all while your mouth's hosting the party. The speech center lights up, but you're fast asleep. A 2020 study found that around 65% of people will talk in their sleep at least once, usually during times of stress, fever, or disruption. What would you confess if your mouth had a mind of its own? Some sleep talkers spill secrets, others rant. A few recite poetry. One person in a sleep lab launched into a conspiracy theory mid-snore, then went quiet like nothing happened. Classic mic drop. The words don't always make sense, but that's part of the glitch. Stress turns up the volume, making those midnight monologues even more likely. But what if your legs decided to join the party too? Sleepwalking. You wake up in the kitchen, half-eaten sandwich in hand, and no memory of making it. This is sleepwalking. Your body running complex routines while you're completely logged out. During non-REM stage 3, your brain's control center hits a glitch. The motor parts keep running like a robot on autopilot, while your conscious brain's off on vacation. Around 6% of adults experience sleepwalking. Some just wander, others send emails, or try to make pancakes in a toaster. It's often tied to genetics, stress, or medications that disrupt deep sleep, and it proves just how easily the brain's autopilot can just take over. Your muscle starts following old scripts, running without supervision. The decision-making parts are offline, but the motor systems will know the steps. All these rogue glitches prove that your brain never truly logs off. It just keeps working, even when you're not watching. We explain a lot around here. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.